mix of Dixieland, big band, cool jazz, bebop, contemporary jazz, world jazz, and all forms. That's Jazz from the Cabinets with Big Poppy on Rainier Avenue Radio, streaming worldwide on RainierAvenueRadio.world.
Are you in need of new or gently used clothing? Hope's Community Closet is here to help. We offer a wide range of clothing for men, women, youth, children, and infants. Join us on the fourth Saturday of each month from 12:30 to 4 at the Silent Task Force. We're giving clothing with care, community with heart. Lovely Ladies Lemonade for sale, and shop to the sound of old school soul. Any questions? Contact Alicia Kennedy, Executive Director of Women United at 206-316-7601. 206-316-7601. Come and find the perfect outfit for you and your family. We look forward to seeing you there.
You are listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Don't forget to log on www.RainierAvenueRadio.world.
Well, hello, everyone, and thank you for joining another episode of Real Estate and Money. How are you, Violeta?
I'm good. I can see you today.
This is great. I can see your lovely face, too.
Oh my
yes,
goodness.
yes. Great. Well, thank you for joining us, everyone. Yes, we're
It's
a good start to
mid-August. Can't believe it's mid-August. Summer is sadly almost gone.
It's almost gone. Unless you live in the
my
southern
gosh.
states, it's almost gone. Yeah.
And today, folks, we're going to be talking about that dreaded for the kids, maybe back to school. Those
Yes.
famous words, back to school.
Yes.
Mid-August. And I know my sister in California, they started school last week.
Oh, goodness. Yes. Same here. People here in Colorado started.
Really?
They started last Friday, which is
Yeah.
kind of an odd day to start. Yes. So we're back in the full swing of
What's
things.
the point? Fridays could start school on a Friday?
I have no idea. I know Washington
Ease 'em
State, though,
in.
they usually, in Washington State, they usually start school right around Labor Day, correct?
Yes. And a lot of kids going back. Well, colleges, a lot of colleges, they start at the end of the month or, right about this time.
Yes.
But the younger kids, elementary schools, Labor Day after that weekend, it's over.
Yes, it is over. It's over. I know. So if you want to do your last minute camping, now's the time to do it before before all the parks close.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I was actually out at a couple of parks this weekend with one of my brothers, and there's a lot of people out there trying to get the last minute, clam digging, crab catching, fish, fishing. But the waters were looking kind of slimy, and I wasn't waiting out there. Don't want to slip and fall,
No, you don't. You don't want to do that.
A lot of people.
Yes, a lot of people. So as you can guess, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about back to school today and all that is involved with that if you do own a home or if your kids are going off to college and they want a home. So we're going to get around to that. We're going to talk about what you can do for back to school.
Yes, and talking about colleges, I know a number of them require incoming freshmen, to stay in the dorms for a full year. And whether you're in state or out of state, you got to do that. But in the meantime, parents who are thinking, oh my God, the dorm fees are so expensive. Not only do we have to pay for college tuition, but residence and food for your college-bound kids going to be a challenge, right? So one of the things we thought of is, hey, why don't you get a house? Not only for your kids, but they've been in school for a year now because they're required to be in a dorm system for a full year before they go on to whether on-campus housing, which is like homes that the colleges have purchased so that kids can stay there, or a lot of places around campus that have access to, while there's a lot of landlords out there wanting to get those college kids, and they're 5 miles around college, there's a lot of inventory of rentals, right?
Mm-hmm. That's correct. Yeah. So what we're talking about is, if you do have a child that's going off to college and, you're paying thousands of dollars on dorm rooms, the first year, Violeta was basically saying that sometimes you have to be in the dorms. Thank God for me that wasn't the case, because I would have been crazy. But in some cases, your students are going to be there for their junior, sophomore, their senior year. So why are you paying all this money to put them in dorm rooms? Why don't you buy an investment property, like even a condo or even a house where, 2 or 3 or more students can come and pay rent? Not only will they have the commodity and the safety of all the people in the house, but maybe those rental rooms could pay for your mortgage.
There you go. And I have some examples of those.
Okay, let's go. Mm-hmm.
I don't have, so you guys know I don't have east of the mountains, but I do have Western Washington. I'm going to start off here with the University of Washington. Yay! Our school, our alma mater, right?
Yes.
We're from there.
I'm a Husky.
Why is it blue, Daniel?
Oh, I can see it though, V. I can see it.
Oh, for me, it's looking like a blue mess. But anyway, okay.
Yes.
Here we have in the University of Washington district for $985,000 in the Northgate area. But look, 7 bedrooms, 2 3/4 bath, 3,420 square feet. And with the configuration, I wanted to give you an idea of how it's laid out. But if you get 7 people, I know that, like from my son who went to UPS, which I'll get to some properties around University of Puget Sound later, but they were paying about $1,800 a person, and times 7 of them, 6, no, 2, 4, 6, 6 guys. That's a lot of income right there. Yeah, that should pay for a mortgage. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, mortgages, depending if you put 3% down, if you put 20% down, and the taxes, I'm just guessing off the top of my head, but the payment should be around anywhere from $6,000 to $7,200, just because I do have a client with that exact same purchase amount right there. So just depending on the taxes and insurance. But yeah, just like Violeta said, you get 4 students in there,
Here, you can get 7 students in here. In this
you get
one
7
house.
students in there. And they're paying, what, $1,500 each? How much is that?
18, say 2,000,
Yeah, it makes sense. And if your student is reliable and responsible, it's a good way to get them to manage the house, and carry that experience forward to later on owning their own investment property. But yes, V, that's a very good example. That's a beautiful home.
That's one. So, and then the next one, Daniel, around the University of Washington, this little house in Lake City. I don't know how you get 7 people, 7 bedrooms, and 5 1/4 bathrooms in this tiny little 2,400 square foot home. But again, $988,000. It's a little further away from the university, but the commute isn't bad. Lake City, there's a lot of things going on in the Lake City area. And again, if you divide your mortgage by 7, what do you need to clear your mortgage? You can probably do it with something like this. And then the last house in the University of Washington district, in the Ravenna area, which is really close to the university campus, is this little $925,000 home with 4 bedrooms, 3 1/2 bath, 1,784. And this one is a townhouse. You see 2 of them side by side, but the way they configure it is that they have like a bedroom on the main floor, and then maybe a bedroom and living space on the middle floor. I'm trying to look for that layout, and then a couple of bedrooms up above, and then you have your 3 bathrooms on each floor, and then a powder room for communal use in the middle. But it's lovely inside, and they have a nice little lanai area too. So Ravenna, real close to school, $925,000, a little bit pricier, but doable. So, you've got a kid going to school, like I said, let's offset that rent by getting rent for your kids paid for by other potential, classmates or teammates or whatever. My son had teammates in his home, so it worked out great for everybody. Another school I took a look at was up north. We were looking at Western Washington University. Look at this lovely home.
Wow.
5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, shy of 2,000 square feet. But up there in the York area of Bellingham, we have the $739,000 home, and it's really modern looking. It's amazing that you can get something like that up there, but it's a great area. Everything is close to the university, what I've chosen for you guys to show you guys today. And then the second home up there in Bellingham in the Happy Valley neighborhood around Western Washington University for $650,000. You can get this 4-bedroom, 2-bath. And it's a rambler in this case. All close to amenities and commuting. It's not bad to the university. $650,000, divide that by 4. Pretty easy to get that. I mean, sorry, your monthly mortgage payment, whatever it turns out to be, divided by 4, it shouldn't be too bad. It's very doable and easy maintenance on something like this, a rambler. And then last but not least, where my son went to school, because I can't get Eastern Washington information. I don't belong to that MLS. But around the University of Puget Sound, here's one, and they call them both North Tacoma. So in the Proctor area of Tacoma, you'll find homes like this. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah. University of Washington for about $900,000. Though, you get the home on the right-hand side, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 3,000 square feet. So it's a little bit roomier than the others. And there's a lot of, parking, ample parking, whether it's street, there's a garage with a couple cars that's able to park in there. And views are spectacular in that area. I wish I could show you the scenery there. And then you get for around $800,000 in North Tacoma, 8 bedrooms.
Wow.
3.25
amazing.
baths, almost 4,000 square feet. This older home, it looks lovely. Don't you think? With a little gated area. And what could I say about that? So an old remodeled home. It's a 1920s home. Craftsman, sprawling with 3 levels of finished space. But there you have it. There's examples of what you can get for your kid and their classmates / teammates. But you can make it work. And if you want your child to have a safe place, you will know that it's safe. It's your home, and you'll make it so.
Yeah.
But nice examples of what's available out there for you. So let's talk about options for housing.
Yes. So what's nice about it is, when you have a child in there that's considered different things. It doesn't have to be a full investment property. A full investment property requires 15% down, sometimes 20, sometimes 25, depending on your credit score, blah, blah, blah. But if you have a child that's living in that home, they can go up, they can actually, if it's a single family residence, and it's considered a 1-unit single family residence, if you can put 3.5% down or 5% down, even with a conventional loan, if your child lives there, if you're going to buy investment property where you don't have any family members, that's just pure investment property, you're going to put more money down, the interest rate would be slightly higher. But if you have a child that's living there, That's the difference in the world. You've got somebody living there, and they can actually qualify for a home that's a primary residence. If you want to do something with it, you can do something with it. If you want to rent out the rooms privately, you can rent out the rooms privately, as long as it's not. Yeah, it's not an apartment building or anything like that. But a lot of times, if your child lives there, you have a family member that lives there, and they're on the loan. That's the caveat. If they are on the loan, you can actually get away with a lower interest rate and less money down. But if you say, hey, listen, I don't know, my kid's going to go here, they're going to go there, I don't know. I would just like to invest in properties around the university. It's an investment property. You can put anywhere from 15 to 20% down and get that exotic cash flow. And you can also get the appreciation on the house. And it's just like houses by bases, like Air Force bases or military bases. You get a rental property there, and there's always going to be people there needing housing. So being by a university is a very, very good place to be. Now, I know you may have slower months, like in, after school is out during the summer season. There may not be as many students enrolled, but, the cash flow that you'll gain from like August is when they start moving in until like May or June, that income can certainly offset mortgage payments during the summer months. But what do kids look for when they're in a room or a dorm or somewhere? They need a place to sleep. They need a place to study. They need, of course, bathroom facilities. They need somewhere to eat and to recreate or to just relax and unwind. So a lot of these places are really nice. V, if I had my daughter in a situation where she's in a house, I'd feel more protected if she knew all the students in the house. If she had, accommodations for food and that sort of thing, she's got access to her own kitchen as opposed to waiting for dorm food or what have you. If she has her access to a kitchen, she has her own access to a bathroom and some place where she can study. I think that's what everybody wants. And it's a safe place. If you have more people in the house, it is a better place. It is a safer place.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And what was I thinking that, you travel around in numbers and commuting typically will be easy. It's either just a block or two away from campus. So don't need to have a car. Mass transit is always nearby, for example, to school real quick in all these cases.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And let's just say, you're showing investment properties. I mean, if your child, I get a lot of people who they're either from India, they're from the Middle East, or they're from Asia, and their kids are coming here to the University of Washington, and they just want to buy a condo for their kid. Definitely. I mean, it's like instead of doing the dorm thing, you can actually buy a condo for your kid. Or buy a house for your kid, whether they have rental property there or not. If you look at the expenses of housing and the food and everything else, a lot of people just don't think about it. Hey, instead of renting, why don't you be the landlord?
Mm-hmm.
So I've had several clients up there, and they live in the parents live in British Columbia, or they live somewhere else, California, and their kids are going to the University of Washington. And so they just say, hey, I just want to buy a house for my kid. I just want to buy a condo for my kid. That way, when he leaves, I'll have a vacation home. So, if you have a child and you are, why rent? You don't need to rent. You actually can buy. Later on, the kid will have somewhere to stay or to manage, or you'll have a vacation home that was paid for. So instead of sending your money to a landlord, put it in your own pocket, right?
Yeah, and in our case, at the University of Puget Sound, a lot of the players were from Hawaii. There was a Hawaii house. So,
wow.
Not only were there players there, and they all love to eat the same food, so they all eat together. A lot of togetherness. And in the summer, chances are, I always ask them, why are you here? You're from Hawaii. Why are you here in, cold, rainy weather, rainouts and snow delays when you're playing baseball? Why are you here? It's like, because we like the weather. We like this weather. We're tired of the sun and the heat and all that stuff. And then chances are they'll stay and play summer ball. So you have your built-in renters for the summer as well. So
exactly.
They're there for specific reasons that carries them through the summer, or taking summer courses to get through college faster. There are places that are rented year round. And if not, your child will find friends that, he'll say, hey, you want to go back home, or do you want to stay here with me?
Yeah, okay.
Party all summer long.
I know. I had I had like 2 or 3 jobs. Well, I had like two or three jobs going through college. My parents didn't pay for my college. They were like, you can do it, and they don't, I don't want you to quit, so I'm not, blah, blah, blah. So I paid for my own college. I was never at home. I'd go straight to class, then I'd go straight to work somewhere. And I did that through college. And so for me to stay at my parents' house, that was great. My biggest investment was the parking pass, and we'd have to, park down by the stadium and walk up the hill to go to the university. But, I was like, but so, you can do it. I mean, you can do that. I mean, there's a lot of students out there who think it's hard, but you could find grants or student loans, that sort of thing. But if you do have a child that you do have the financial wherewithal to put them through college, think about getting a home or something. That way they'll learn the responsibilities of the house. Utilities and friends and handyman work, they'll figure out how to do it.
Although the handyman work is the landlord's responsibility, right?
Yes, but if it's your kid, it's going to be their responsibility. Clean out the refrigerator,
exactly.
Take out the trash. Tell them to stop
sure
jumping on the tables.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so let's talk about how you would go about getting a house like this. Well,
Yes.
if you're interested, whether let's say that your student is right now in a dorm room or something, and you're like, what, this is a good idea. You don't have to wait to the beginning of the year or the end of the school year. You can start looking at things right now, and next quarter they'll have something. If your child's going to be there for the next 3 or 4 years, who cares if they've already started, they're in a dorm room, just go ahead and start looking. So, you can call Violeta up and say, hey, listen, I'm interested. I want to look at some homes. I just want to, at least window shop for some homes in the area. Maybe call Tina up and see how much the payments are going to be per month,
Right.
and how much I could get for rent. I mean, are there properties out there right now that actively are renting to students? Is that something I can buy? Because now there's a history of people who are renting. But the first thing to do is pick up the phone and call me, call Violeta, call your agent or your loan officer, and just start looking. I know Violeta can actually show you what houses are available. And she gave you a good price range. That $900,000 range was a good price range. If you're looking for positive cash flow, it's better to go for higher numbers and more rooms than to get 2 bedrooms and your rent is not going to pay for your mortgage. So, once you start looking at houses, like Violeta was showing us houses anywhere in the $700,000 to $800,000, $950,000 range. And then I could put the numbers together for you and say, hey, this house is making, $18,000 a month in rental. This house is making $16,000. With the taxes and everything else, you're going to come out cash positive of $5,000, for example. But, it's a matter of getting the numbers to yourself and getting qualified. And then I can tell you how much down payment you're going to need if your student's going to live there. If you just want to just buy a pure investment property for housing around a university, that's something we can look at. But the first thing is to do, give us a call. Call Violeta and say, hey, listen, I'm interested in University of Washington, North Seattle Community College, South Seattle Community College, University of Puget Sound. There's an array of different universities around Seattle. Seattle University. There's different places,
Right.
but. Let her know, hey, I'm looking for this area. I'd like to see some houses that are available. And hey, Tina, can I talk with you and see how much I'd have to put down and what the cash flow would be? And then once you figure out those two things, I get you a pre-approval letter. You go out there shopping. Whether your child is in a home right now or they're going to be there for the next couple of years, you don't have to wait until August or June.
Right,
Do it now.
right. Yeah, especially if there's a requirement for your freshmen to be in the dorm system for a year. You got a full year to look and vet the areas around the school and what the amenities are and activities are around that school. And then let's go look at the interior after you look at the neighborhoods.
This is exactly, and then again, V, we didn't even think about this, but when people leave to go to school, and now you've got empty nesters. So the parents are like, okay, you're gone. I'm out. I'm out. So I did my neighbors across the street, their last child left. They're like, listen, we're out. We're selling this house and we're going to go somewhere so they don't bounce back. So I have, if you have your kids and this is a senior year, they're going to get a job offer and you want to bounce, give us a call. Give us a call right now. We'll go find your dream home. You get a bridge loan or something. Put your other house on the market. Go get yourself a bridge loan because you don't want them to bounce back. If they, so I'm telling you, V, there's a lot of my clients. As soon as their kids off, boo-hoo, they're gone. Then they're like, peace out. Let's go to the river. Let's go up to the mountain. Let's go buy a little 2-bedroom condo, in Vail or something crazy. So there are, back to school is a celebration. If you look at it, every which way for them. So I mean, maybe you can sell your house and say that your house is worth $1.5 million. You bought it $40,000, 30 years ago, and you sell that house. You have enough money to put down on a new home for your client, for your student, and then enough money to put down or to buy another house with cash, flat out. You know,
for
when your
yourself.
kids go back to school, your kids go back to school and you're an empty nester. Oh, it's time to think. You don't need to have your six bedroom house anymore. You know, maybe a 2-bedroom cottage up in the mountains, or down by the beach. You know, so back to school can mean a lot of different things. You know, don't feel ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Your kid's off to college and you're going to be an empty nester and you're going to retire in like 5 years. Go out there, get your dream home. You know, by the time you retire, that dream home will be paid off. Your kid would be a doctor like Violeta's students. Yeah. You know, you could go out there and your life is footloose and fancy free. So back to school means a lot of different things. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. And, you know, I would think condo myself because you don't have yard work to do. Have everyone else take care of the maintenance, the yard work, all that stuff. You can come in and out of the house and travel.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
You don't need a big house, like Tina said, not anymore. And why would you pay taxes in this area with all these school districts around you? Why pay the taxes for that when you don't have a child in school anymore?
No, that's exactly it. That's exactly it.
We moved away from, Amish.
See, and if you live in a house that is near the University of Washington, you know, I had a lot of cousins that lived on Beacon Hill and South Seattle, and they had foreign exchange students that came and lived at their houses. You know, and if you're at a house that is, you know, in the Montlake district, or you know, somewhere Wedgwood or somewhere down University district, rent your house. Just rent your house and leave. You know, it's back to school. You got all these these students out there needing dorm rooms or houses. Rent your house, you know, and go get yourself a house somewhere, you know, the Peninsula or something like that. You know, the Banana Boat District up there, you know, by Vancouver. But go buy your house. If your house is in an area where there are a lot of students, sell your house or rent your house and go get your house of your dreams. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
Great ideas. But if you have any thoughts on that and wanting to know how to go about doing it, yes, please give Tina. I will always direct you to Tina first to see about financing. How much is it going to cost? What do you have? What do you want to do? And then you and I will go shop for a house, look at all the neighborhoods, look at all the interior amenities or features of the home, and look and see what's around that place, how close it is to campus and all that. But we want to be your resource for anything to do with housing.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly it.
Kids or for yourself, empty nesters. Yeah, let's talk.
Violeta is very, very good to work with. I'll tell you that much. She's very good to work with. It's not a matter of finding the house. She's going to find it. You know, me, I've been doing this for how many years? I'll get you that financing. But what we cannot generate is your desire or the need. You know, I can prove you to you I'm blue in the face. Violeta can find you 5 different houses. But when the timing is right, that's when it's going to happen. If it's not right, it won't happen. So we're not going to force you to buy anything now or anything. But when the time comes and that desire in you is to go out there and get it, I'll get you to find financing. Violeta will get you the house. So, just sit with it for a little bit. And when you're ready to pull that trigger, we're going to be right here. We'll be right here.
Happy to talk to you anytime. Do we have any announcements, Tina? See anything?
Let me see. Do you have any announcements, Daniel? No, we do not. We don't have any announcements. Okay.
But we've got football right around the corner. Mm-hmm. We'll be talking about that. The sports fans out there, what they're doing in their homes during the season, and man caves, all that. We've done that.
Next show, we need to be wearing our jerseys. Next show.
Okay.
I got Seahawks stuff around here, but I need to represent the Broncos. But we need to do something.
No.
And then we'll do the Apple Bowl. Later on. Yeah.
Apple Cup.
Apple Cup.
There's no bowl. Just get a cup.
Okay.
So anyway, thank you all for joining us today. I think our time is up. We're probably on time today. Right, Daniel's probably happy about that. They're going to shut up real quick here. Okay. Thank you. We'll see you next Tuesday at 2:30. Real Estate and Money. I'm Violeta Strash with Coldwell Banker Danforth, and
I'm Tina Lombard with Texana Bank. We'll see you next time.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.